Um, Hello. I know the audio might sound weird on this as I clear my throat, but I am recording this on my iPad because it is almost midnight and I'm like, hey, I want to do a little, you know, podcast or update video or just a test, whatever. I just want a test video, whatever. But yeah, we can do a podcast because I like to talk about what has been going on and also what's going on with topics like sports, video games, all that. Whatever I like to talk about, and trust me, there is a lot I want to talk about. But before I do, it has been a hot minute since I've done one of these, talking videos besides, the Expedition 33 video or the Astrobot video. That they're two essay type videos. As I clear my throat a lot, I am also recovering from COVID, which I'm fine now. Yeah, it was worse, but I still got a little bit of a cough, but that's not the whole reason I was gone. Most of the reason I was gone, as you check by the calendar, and it says September. I'm back in school, so my schedule is different from what it was a month ago. Yeah, a month ago. It's been different, so yeah, let's get into our first topic. We're doing this blind, I don't have any notes. I just want to get this video done. And the VTuber or whatever it is, the PNG tuber, is not going to be on the screen with this. It's going to be some layout you're probably seeing right now. And I'm going to be the only one talking, so... And there's probably going to be some videos or whatever. But for the most part, this audio is just, double check. And I do like to do most of these videos, honestly, like this. And I'm just testing this out and see how it goes. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. So first topic. Excuse me. Excuse me. First topic I want to talk about is NFL is back after long months and a lot of stuff. The National Football League is finally back, and it kicked off with the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, which was already going to be a good game, but it turned even into a more big game when the Dallas Cowboys traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers, one of the best defensive pass rushers in all of the NFL, not only National Football League. And for I don't know what the return. The return wasn't that good, honestly, but so yeah, this matchup even got more interesting, and I was kind of impressed by the Dallas Cowboys a bit. They still lost, as expected, but it looked okay, and for the most part. I think the division, they have watched in the division. They've watched in Dallas. I don't think you need to worry about the Giants. You just need to worry about the Eagles and the Commanders. Those are two teams you need to worry about in the division. And yeah, Friday's game was the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the LA Chargers, and the Chargers looked really good out there. Justin Herbert looked were really good out there. Quinn Johnson looked good out there. Patrick Mahomes, honestly, looked pretty good out there. But I think the Chargers were just the better team, honestly. But I had Mahomes in my fantasy, so it was kind of like, eh. But yeah, Chargers did really good, and I think the Chargers are a really good team this year. For the Chiefs, honestly, I don't think they're gonna make the Super Bowl this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, but I think honestly, it's either gonna be the Baltimore Ravens or the Buffalo Bills. Yep, Baltimore Bills. Baltimore Ravens. I don't know if I said Baltimore Bills. The Baltimore Ravens or the Buffalo Bills are my top two AFC contenders. And then, honestly, for the Super Bowl, NFC, I think it's the Eagles, and then I think the two teams that I think are contending are the Commanders and the Rams. The Rams are really good, which I will talk about right now. The LA Rams defeated my Houston Texans. The Texans did not look good out there. Actually, the defense was pretty good. I say that. Will Anderson was really good. You know, all these two Alex here was really good. You know, just a lot of guys. I mean, The defense was good. The defense for the Houston Texans was really good. It was just the offense that was just struggling, and I think it was It's kind of the same team as last year, except they don't have Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, and Joe Mixon. They don't have those three because Joe Mixon's injury, Tank Dell's injury, he's out for the year, and then Stephon Diggs is on the Patriots. But you have Stephon Collins, which honestly didn't get the ball that much at all. I think he only 40 yards. I don't know. I'll put something up here how many yards he had or whatever. Let's just say the game was not on Stroud. It was mostly C.J. Stroud was the best player on offense probably for the Texans, which usually is kind of like Joe Mixon was last year, but this year start off it's Stroud, and he didn't lose in the game. I think people who say C.J. Stroud lost the game for the Texans didn't watch the game. They just looked at the stats and be like, yeah, this guy, he's the main guy. He struggled. You know, he threw a pick, which honestly, if you watch the game, it wasn't that bad of a pick. It was a really good pick by the defensive back. But yeah, the Texans, I don't know. We gotta see what the offense does, but man, it doesn't look good, honestly. I think Christian Kirk we signed him, he didn't play. Mixon, I don't know when he'll be back. And the Tank Dell, he's not coming back all the season, like I said before. And then we have that new offensive coordinator, which honestly just looked the exact same, honestly. I am very interested to see what changes. I feel like it's going to be the same. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be the same. But we'll see. I think Stroud's good. I'm not worried about CJ Stroud. It's just CJ Stroud is the only great offensive player on that team besides Nico Collins. But Nico Collins didn't get any receptions. So I'm just like, what's gonna happen next week? And what's it gonna take for this team to get up to that next step, to get over that divisional round hill that they have to climb? Because I think that the team last year was really good. Honestly, that was probably our best team since 2019, arguably maybe 2011. When it was like TJ Yates days. But 2023 is probably our best team, or 2024 was our best team. in a while. It's just this team this year. It's just there's a lot. It's offensive line obviously, and it's just wide receivers, just injuries. I hope it gets situated in the next coming weeks. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. I will say that this team coming up that I'm about to talk about, I was not expecting Daniel Jones for the Indianapolis Colts to go off against the Miami Dolphins. I did not expect that, honestly. I expect them to be like a little bit better, since he's off like the Giants, and he should, he should be a little bit better. And I think he was on the Vikings last year, if I don't remember, honestly. But anyways, Daniel Jones, he's a starting quarterback over Anthony Richardson, which honestly I was kind of surprised because I thought Richardson had so much potential. He was like a dual threat quarterback, very tall. His arm strength was unbelievable. It's just his accuracy was awful. He kept turning over the ball, making mistakes over and over and over. And so now they bench him, and I was just like, Daniel freaking Jones is the starting quarterback for the Colts, and he's a team captain. And this team's got to struggle, and then all of a sudden, he goes off. And they went big over a Miami Dolphins squad that's pretty good, honestly. But they were just good. I did not expect them to be that good against the Miami Dolphins, especially Daniel Jones. It's only week 1, and so this could be remember when the Saints were a contender for a bit last year, where they won 2 straight games? Holy crap, Derek Carr is doing really good, the Saints are doing right, and then they just trouble. This could be the same situation. I'm just saying, this could be the same situation that we see from the from the Saints to the Colts. It could be the same situation where we'd be like, oh, this team could be really good, and then boom, they have a little bit of a honeymoon period, as I like to call it, and then they just tumble and come back to reality. That could be the thing that happens. But I was really impressed with the Colts. I was really impressed with Daniel Jones. He might have to find he might be like this year's Sam Darnold, where Sam Darnold, when J.J. McCarthy got hurt last year, and Sam Darnold's like, Sam Darnold's a starting quarterback already, and then Sam Darnold had an amazing season. I don't know if I say that, a great season. And they were they had the second best record in the NFC, honestly. But then they lost the wild card, and then it's just oh man, it's just this could be this could be a new home for Daniel Jones, and if it is, that's amazing. But this probably is just a one-off game. I hope he proves me wrong and just be Daniel Jones has a great year or something, which would be amazing. It would be laughable for the New York Giants, because right now, the Giants, I feel like they should just start Jackson Dart. Russ was I just feel like Dart was I feel like you gotta start Jackson Dart, honestly. Eventually this season, they gotta start him, because I don't think Russell Wilson is the answer for the Giants. And I didn't like him on the Steelers last year. I think we'll get to the Steelers. But I think I don't think Russ is cooking anymore. He's getting up there in age. So I feel like they should. I'm not saying that they need to start Jackson Dart. He's the answer. I'm just saying, after next week, see how Russell Wilson does next week, and then see, hey, let's see what happens with Jackson Dart, and let's see what happens with Russ, and then we'll go from there. We'll go from there after week 2, and if he does good, he does good, and then we can continue on, and then Dart will eventually start later in the season or next season. But Dart looked good in the preseason, so I am expecting him to be the next man up soon for the Giants. So for the Steelers, they got Aaron Rodgers earlier this offseason. I say late this offseason. We all knew that Aaron Rodgers was either going to be the Steelers or retirement, and he chose the Steelers. And I think this is definitely his last year. I'll say. I don't see him playing another year unless he wants to re-sign with the Steelers. But I think I don't know. They have Will Howard, right? So, he's probably the next guy up. Unless you go, random quarterback go and stuff. But this is probably Aaron Rodgers' this is probably Aaron Rodgers' last year in the NFL, and his first start as a Steeler was pretty dang good. He had like 4 touchdowns, and he got the win over his former team, the New York Jets. And hey, I'll say, I don't see the Steelers as a Super Bowl contender, but they look pretty damn good. I'll say that. Their defense is their defense is always good for the last few years. It's just their offense hasn't got that click yet. They haven't got that passing offense going. And having someone like Aaron Rodgers, who is like a hit or miss usually for the last year. He was kind of like he's good time for the Jets, and he's like bad time for the Jets. I was not saying he was a bang for his whole career. Come on, he's Aaron Rodgers. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So I'm not saying he's like a bang, hit or miss quarterback. I was saying for the hit or miss for the Jets because he was okay for the Jets. He was just But we'll see how he does with a new home with the Steelers. But a great start being his former team, the New York Jets, and getting like 4 touchdowns. I say that's a pretty good start. And Sunday Night Football, go straight to that. The Baltimore Ravens and Buffalo Bills, who were 2 of my favorites for the AFC, clashed, and it looked like the Ravens were just doing really good, and then all of a sudden the Bills just stormed their way back. Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things, and Matt Prater. I remember this dude hitting like the record-breaking field goal for the Denver Broncos. It's the game-winning field goal for the Buffalo Bills, and they win it in a game-winning field goal and the final seconds. But I think the Sunday night game proved that I'm right. Both of these 2 teams are the 2 best teams in the AFC without a doubt. Forget the Chiefs, forget the Texans, forget what I don't know who I'm missing, but I'm missing somebody. What is it, Steelers? Chargers. Chargers are pretty good, but I think it's the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens who are the 2 Titans of the AFC. And speaking of Titans, the Tennessee Titans, Cam Ward, he had an okay, decent start to his NFL career. He didn't get the win. He fought with the Tennessee Titans fought with the Denver Broncos, but ultimately the Broncos were the better team, and they ended up winning. But we'll see how the season goes. I don't expect the Titans to be a good team. I do expect them to be a better team than last year, but the only thing I'm looking for the Tennessee Titans is how Cam Ward does. I don't care about the rest. What else? What is? Monday night. As I'm recording this, I was thinking about talking about how the Bears dominated against the Minnesota Vikings. However, I looked at the score. I was actually, looking at the score and watching the end of the game. The Vikings stormed back J.J. McCarthy after like a horrible first half and like a horrible start to the third quarter during like a pick six. All of a sudden they come back. McCarthy gets 2 touchdowns and they win the freaking football game and stun the Chicago Bears. That was from watching like the first half of the Chicago Bears. It looked good. Ben Johnson, new head coach of the Bears, came from Detroit, the former Detroit Lions offensive coordinator. And as we follow from the Lions game, I think the Lions miss having Ben Johnson and the other Aaron Glenn, as they ultimately got pummeled against the Packers. If I'm right. I think I'm right. But anyways, I got my lost thought. Oh, the Bears game. But the Bears did really good until they just crumbled and just ultimately lost the game. I don't know. They just gave up or something. I don't know. But I don't know how they lost the game. But they're still pretty good. They're a pretty good football team, I'll say that. I mean, some of the Vikings, but I was impressed with the Bears for the most part until that collapse that happened. But for the most part, I like the Chicago Bears. They are a better team, way better team I think they were last year. They could be a wildcard team, honestly. The only team I see, fighting is the Packers. And I think it's going to come down to them and the Lions for that playoff spot. And we'll see how it goes. And I think I'll wrap up here for this episode of Deuces Podcast. Thank you guys for watching this audio recording. It is not like a, PhD tuber this time. It's more of a audio and a, get a little visual of my, thing that I'm showing on the screen right now. But anyways, it's been like, 24 minutes? Maybe? I don't know. That's what the Bible recorder says right now. It is getting late, so I am going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching, and if this ever gets uploaded, which I hope it does, and, I'll keep working on it this week, expect more of these, for the next few months, I'll say that. And, yeah, deuces.